Hello friends, I am making this case study here sitting in open area, so there may be some noise and distortion. So I hope I'll just try to close this consulting, close this video as soon as possible. And the objective is to just make you realize that how important it is to go through the business consulting case studies, how important it is to predict the use case in advance, so that once it is having a weekly, monthly, and yearly forecast, so that you can just work accordingly. Because if we don't have that, then we won't be able to like measure our efforts. So that's what goes like long case, short case, and just go through the everything of it. Economies of skill, economic scope, learning curve, re-engineering, TQM is total quality management. Mentioned. These are the some of the key terms and definition. TQM is total quality management, key success factors, core competencies. These are important, but ultimately your overall sense about it is very important. Particularly decision time, fixed versus variable cost, symmetric cost, fixed cost, break-even point, net present value, Pareto principle. Four C's for economics, supply and demand, law of diminishing marginal utility, law of diminishing return, comparative advantage, elasticity of demand, four P's. This is about thought models on the basis of which we create our business. Supply and demand curve, supply curve, because ultimately we are establishing a balance between supply and demand, whatever business we choose. Law of diminishing marginal utility, law of diminishing returns, comparative advantage, elasticity of demand. For elastic demand means how much demand can stretch. You can go higher, can go low. We need to have the understanding of that also. We'll come with the data only. Four P's, not sure what that is. Value principles, value disciplines. Five forces, what is five forces models is like threat of supply, buyers, threat of substitute buyers, suppliers for potential entrants and industry competitors. So these are five forces. These are who, in a nutshell, who buy joint or buy combination of or buy this or all five of these combined to give a wholesome picture of the industry. This industry, like how your business can be impacted by different things. So it can be impacted by competitors. It can be impacted by the environment also. It can be impacted by different industries also. But potential trends in your conditions, threat of substitute, who can substitute the business, and batch power, supplier power. So these are things that can impact. Other than that, there are government and many other things also. Special, then we'll discuss another model, passion model or something. These are the major five forces. This Porter's model. Then comes industry and competitive analysis summary profile. Dominant. Then comes industry and competitive analysis summary profile. Dominant economic characteristics of the industry environment, driving forces, condition analysis, competitive analysis, competitive version of major companies and strategy groups, competitive analysis, key success factors. Industry prospects and overall attractiveness. ये इंडस्ट्री समरी कहाँ से आएगी? इंडस्ट्री समरी आई competitive analysis, industry analysis, driving forces, competitive position of major strategy groups, merger company strategy groups, competitive analysis, key success factors, industry prospects, and overall attractiveness. These are industry analysis. Then comes BCG's growth share matrix. This defines value chain strategy types, generic strategies, and everything. So these are entrance model or the thought models. इसके पहले अपन ने देखा था definitions, मैंने overview of key state products and long key short keys and thought models. These are the thought models जिसकी बेसिस अपनी कंपनी को खड़ा करते हैं, मतलब किन चीजों को अपन को ध्यान में रखना है. Then comes sample cases of different industries, just cable television companies, chilled beverages, distilled waters, and blah, blah, blah. I'll discuss how to discuss these things, each and everything in detail later. Guys, I'll just end this video here. I'll just have to stand up maybe because I'm not able to process these things right now by sitting. My blood flow stops and it gets difficult for me. So I'll just take this position. So this is consulting case workbook is designed to provide students with the tools they need to succeed at case interviews. So you don't have to take these things very seriously, but still, because you take it starting it very seriously, so you won't be able to understand the grasp of it, the summary of it. So this is a use case that he says goes like a Japanese company has a raise, Japanese company win, American company hired a manual consultant hired to analyze. Then she reported that the Japanese company had 1 million person managing and 6 roads, while the American had 7 managing and 1 road. Then she then implemented some structural changes following her advice. Company immediately registered the team, and the new team has one senior manager, 6 months later, and 1 rower. In the rematch, the Japanese won by 2 miles. So the American company fired the rower. So, so this is one of the kind of says that how different analysis can work and everything. But don't get anything from this particular thing anyway. So let's go about how this particular book is telling about. It's about part one is about the overview of both long and short case. The part two gives basic definitions, key terms and definitions. Part three is thought models. Lays most of the schema can be used in analyzing the case situations, depending on how to analyze and how to make a decision. The fourth organization is simple or long and short cases with key points indicated. So let's start. Long case. Most cases can be classified as long cases. If we have a client in the cosmetic industry, the client had experienced declining profitability over the last 2 years. We have a client in cosmetics industry. The client has experienced declining profitability. How would you go about assessing the situation? Okay. What factors, what data you will need, and what assumptions you will make, what industries you will analyze, which models you will implement. We have all you have to look at this particular situation from different angles that will help you get perspective overall perspective of different situations Different thought process combined give you the complete picture of it. The client has experienced declining profitability over the last year. How would you go about assessing the situation? Okay. What does it actually mean? Defining declining profitability over the last 2 years. What exactly happened? What exactly changed? Declining profitability over the last 2 years is like, how would you go about assessing the situation? What exactly changed? Maybe the so usually there is you have to think about in the box and out of the box both things. First of all, in the box, this simple thinking, strategic thinking is like you have to understand. First of all, you have to understand like how what exactly changed, like what exactly changed, and maybe why the probability lost. Maybe the company hired more people, or maybe the cost of instruments increased. Maybe demand supply changed. Maybe Porter's five orders model, like maybe industry change with several key what exactly impacted. Maybe industry change, maybe environment change. We have to do the particular industry analysis, but like competitive analysis, financial models. You'll have to analyze different things. So you will not you remember all of the things because key models because you have to implement then you will understand. But ultimately, that the case will usually proceed in one of the three ways depending on the style of the interview. The most common is the interactive case in which the interviewer will first present the situation and provide additional additional client industry information as the interview progresses. This information will usually be either in response to a question from you or as a means to redirect your focus. So ultimately, it's more of a discussion brainstorming that you do together, in which you ask question and gives you certain information. Another style of case is best described as one-sided, in which the interviewer will present the situation and leave you to walk through your approach to analyzing solving the case. It is particularly so. Ultimately, what is important is guesstimate. Is in product management here it will be used is like it is particularly important to have a well structured approach in this style of case as there is less chance to redirect your efforts based on response from the interview. The third style of case is named after the interviewer style that is hardest. In such cases, the interviewer often challenge your points of assumption in an effort because you to see how you might hold up in difficult situations, client situations. This is one of the most hardest interviews and hardest. So like he will change your thought process, he'll question thought process to get the exact answer, whether you are confident about it or not. It is important to recognize this style and make every effort to remain calm and be able to support your logic to show your conviction. तो आपको सपोर्ट करने के लिए आपको डिसीजंस को थॉट प्रोसेस एक्सप्लेन करना पड़ेगा अपना. Fortunately, this last style of interview does not come around very often. But while every case study is different and no one approach will work for all cases, it is critical to have a well-structured analysis. The following five-step process will help to achieve a desired level of structure. सबसे पहले stop and think, then ask questions, then discover that, make decisions, make a model, and then deep drill. Model analysis, then deep drill. Like present him this particular certain approaches, and then ask him which one he would like to drill down, and then present the answer. Pick up the appropriate avenue for in-depth analysis. Analyze what the interviewer is expecting, and then drill down. Should thoroughly examine potential cost drivers and understand. After the interviewer has presented the case, take a moment to think about the relevant issues, the way in which you will structure your approach, and what thought models might apply.